G'day, it's Mark Rogan from O'Neill Real Estate, and this is number 6 Burndale Road in Mount Richon. We have got ourselves an incredibly attractive home here. We are going to go through and see it all room by room on this beautiful Saturday morning, where we're taking a tour of everything it has to offer. This is just immaculate. We are in a fantastic position. You can check that out for yourself, but I'll just tell you, it's super close to a whole bunch of stuff. We have got gorgeous lawns at the front, beautiful established gardens, heaps of parking, and a very, very workable design. It's super close to everything, really. You've got the high school up the road, you've got the shops not far from that, you've got walking distance of public transport, but you wouldn't know it when you're in this fantastic position. You've got to come and check it out for yourself to really get the feel for what's going on. But we're going to go and see what's going on inside first. We are, if you're hearing some noise in the background there, that's the neighbours going, we live on a nice street. We want to keep it a nice street. We're going to keep on with our garden projects. So that's what's going on outside right now as we speak. Not sure if you can hear that or not, but we are going to look at what the house has to offer. This is just beautiful. We've got our living area, we've got our kitchen meals, we've got all of this going on. We have a beautiful backyard that we will go and see in just a moment. We have all of the bedrooms down this way. So that's kind of the crash course. I'll just quickly show you. We've got this and then we'll go through room by room. We've got a bedroom here. We've got a study. We've got another 2 bedrooms back here. That kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of the format of it all. There's the beautiful bathroom. We'll check that out in more detail too. And even the laundry's nice. It's got a lovely laundry. There you go. So we will go and see all of that and just a little quick sneak preview as to what's happening out the back as well. Before I go and, take up 15 minutes of your time showing you room by room what's going on, there's the crash course. It's worth sticking around for, folks, because there is a lot of cool stuff to see with this one. We'll start in the kitchen because that's, I guess, kind of where the day starts every day. And this has been really, really beautifully set up. We've got a breakfast bar here that kind of integrates very nicely with the meals area, because not every meal is going to be spent around the table, although with a position like this, I reckon you probably want to be having more meals around the table. It just kind of works so well on that front. And we have this beautiful kitchen with the stone bench tops. We have good quality cabinetry, the dishwasher, and a brand new stove and oven as well. It is really very, very lovely. And even a nice backdrop. So as you're standing at the sink, that's what you're looking out and seeing. Really lovely backyard. You've got your alfresco that you can see through to the pool. Beautiful greenery all around. It is a lovely place to be. It's a lovely place to work. And you've got the coffee station, all that kind of gear over here. And that is super practical and attractive as well. Very nice natural light in here. And you've got the LED downlights working in addition to that. And this is just what it looks like at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Pretty. Really, it's a nice place to be. These are the sorts of places where when you're here and you've got plans for a Saturday, you're kind of like, I could just quite happily stay home, to be perfectly frank. It just feels like the sort of place you want to be all day. And it's got a good sized fridge recess. They've kind of got the bin and the butcher's block and the air fryer and all that sort of stuff tucked in there, but you could have a huge fridge in there if you need to. Great big pantry as well, and good overhead storage. It's been very, very nicely designed. The stone tops are gorgeous as well. It really is just a very calm kind of color palette through this house too, which is an impressive thing. Now through here we have the main living area, and this is just where it all kind of goes on day to day. This is where everybody hangs out. Now you can configure this in a few different ways. There's actually a door through to the passage from there. They didn't need that, so they've got the couch in front of it, but that's the same passage, so, use it as you will. Nice green outlook behind that TV as well, kind of framing all of that. Look out the window, just so green. It is a very attractive place to be, I've got to tell you. I love Mount Richon. It's a bit of an unknown area in some ways. The location is convenient, but people don't really know it's here. That's the thing with Mount Richon. It's kind of not a destination for anything other than great homes. So if you want to explore that more, check it out on the map, or just come and see it for yourself. Take a drive around Mount Richon. It's a beautiful area. There's lovely walk trails and all that kind of stuff through this region too. But again, we're talking about what's like when you're home. And we have reverse cycle split system air conditioner up there. So that does take care of this whole zone. And we'll go down the passage and have a look at what's happening here. So we'll start with, I think we'll start with the main bedroom, because that's kind of, again, most important, because I reckon if you're the person who's watching this, there's every chance that you're the person who's going to be sleeping in here. This is what we've got. There's a roller shutter. There's roller shutters on all these windows as well. So it's quite an easy lock and leave, keep it dark, sleep in kind of deal going on with this room and with this house in general. So this will comfortably fit a king size bed. Very attractively designed. Ample space all round. And you've got the built-in wardrobes in here too. We might as well go this way because we're here. So this is bedroom number 2. Again, you've got the roller shutters in here. Nice leafy outlook from the window too. Like that's your backdrop. That's better than average suburbia, right? I reckon that is a very attractive kind of deal. We have in here the built-in wardrobes, 3-door sliding built-in wardrobe, and a bit of space for the TV, the storage, even a bit of space for your lizard. If you have one. If you don't, that's fine. You don't need to have a lizard to live at 6 Burndale Road in Mount Richon. It's great if you've got a dog as well, and we'll see why that is the case when we get out the back. And this is bedroom number 3. Again, you've got the great big built-in wardrobe in here. That's huge, that one. So loads of storage. That's a double bed that you see right there. So it'll comfortably fit a queen size. As you can see, it's got that big makeup desk there. I think that's what you call it. What do you call that? Like a makeup station? Dresser? I don't know. I don't move in those circles. I don't know what that's called. Area for makeup, makeup station. Face adjustment portal. I don't know. The double bed, I just have to point this out about the space. That's a double bed, and there's all this space kind of going back this way. So if you wanted to get a king size in here, I reckon you'd be able to do it. If you wanted to get a queen size, because a king is like, so a queen is like a foot wider. A king is 2 foot wider. That's 2 feet. And then that comes out to like here, right? So yeah, I reckon you'd make it work. It's a good sized room. For more detail than just me showing you my shoes, go to markrogan.com.au where we have a floor plan. The floor plan shows you all that detail. Now, this is done right. This is the bathroom and beautifully renovated. I love this. This is nice. It's nice to see something that has some creativity and some style in it, but like not to the point where you go, oh, I think you've been pushing it here. This is a bit much. This is not a bit much. This is very, very attractive. I don't know if it's showing up well on the video. It certainly shows up well when you're here in person, and very, very cool. So we have the shower screen. So you've got the hobless shower. So walk straight on in. There, perfect. Good for the oldies, good for the young'uns. Everything is sweet in this design. And you've got the shelf. So if you've ever watched any of my videos before, you'll know I'm not a fan of a shower caddy. That's not a shower caddy, that is a shower shelf. And that is excellent. So we have the vanity, floor-to-ceiling tiles. Beautiful. Just beautifully done. The study. I forgot to show you the study. We have a good space here. It's a smaller bedroom if you needed it to be. Again, the floor plan has dimensions at markrogan.com.au, so you can see if it'll work for, you know, whatever else you need it to be. But it's a terrific study and a good smaller bedroom if you need it to be that as well. Otherwise, it's a gigantic cupboard. I mean, it's a gigantic thing that doesn't normally end up that big, or it's a small thing that normally would be a bit bigger, or it's a perfect size study. If you're working from home, that is a good place to be. So that's what's going on there. So the storage side of things, as we talk about cupboards, we have a cupboard here with high ceilings, by the way. I didn't really mention that before. Nice high ceilings the whole way through. A couple other little details that I will point out. So storage over there, storage in there. You've got these high ceilings and kind of cool featured cornices and stuff as well. Look at that. You don't see that every day. You did back in the era where this was built because they put some care and some class and some consideration into how they made the homes. But that's what you get at 6 Burndale Road. We have a very nicely done laundry. So there's the toilet with the hand basin in there. Nicely set up powder room. Laundry is very, very decent. All that workspace across there. And good overhead cupboards. Great to work in, nice to look at. That is a winner. And pretty convenient positioning of that powder room too. You don't need people going through your house because just out there, if you're entertaining, that's your outdoor living area. So, you know, guests are here. They just come in here to use the bathroom, and that's that. So you don't have people going out of the pool and traipsing all through your house. Now, speaking of out of the pool, let's go and see what is happening at that pool area. This is what we need to cover off within, I think I said 15 minutes. I don't know if it'll be 15 minutes. It might be longer. If you're still with me, thanks for watching so far. Hopefully you like what you're seeing. And I think you're going to like it even more when you're here in person because there's nothing better than the experience of actually coming and seeing it for yourself. So this back area is just perfect. It really is. This has been so nicely done. You've got the patio across the back with the deck. Beautiful lawns. Very well maintained. I mentioned before it's a great yard for pets. And it is. It's fully fenced. Any dog would be happy with lawn like that. Just longing to drag your backside across it if you were a dog. Not as a person. Don't do that. That's disgusting. But, you know, dogs, they just can't help themselves. They see a nice bit of lawn like that. They'd be going, oh, this is brilliant. I'm so glad we moved here. And the side of the property is fenced as well. I'll just quickly show you that before we get to the exciting stuff. So gated, fenced, clothesline, all of that. This is the detailed tour, folks. Like, I'm giving you all of the insight. And then saving the best for last. This pool area. I like this. This is nice. This was built back in the day. The concrete pool is just massive. And to put something in like this now would probably be about 120 to 150,000. Concrete pools are an expensive way to go, but this thing will stand the test of time. Beautifully maintained and in tremendously good condition. All your pool gear sits back behind there, so you're not having to look at the ugly pumps and stuff like that. But speaking of that, look at this. There's all your ugly pumps and stuff. Working very effectively though, I've got to say. So that is neat and tidy and becomes somewhat of a feature within the yard. So everyone's kind of hanging around here. They're hanging around under that patio. They're in the pool, of course. And that is good fun in the middle of summer. You've got those shade sails protecting it. And it's actually a nicely protected spot. I'm going to take the camera back this way and have a look at it from here. So you've got this very pretty green backdrop. It's not just colorbond roofs. There is something very nice about the way this has been done. What a place to hang out. Middle of summer, fantastic. Middle of winter, just a beautiful place to be with all those gorgeous surrounds and the walk trails and all of those things that I mentioned earlier. It is a special part of the world. I reckon that this property might be one of the nicest that you've seen anywhere online. I mean, I don't know where else you've been looking, but I know this area well, and I've got to say it is right up there for high quality living and beautifully maintained, beautifully maintained living. Kind of ran out of words there. I don't script these. I don't know if you noticed that. And this patio area is just easy care too, because you can just blow that deck off straight off the edge, which I know sounds like a small thing, but a lot of people have not really thought these things through. And then when you have a party or you have some event or you get a bit of mess out on the deck or whatever, and you got nowhere to blow it to, and then that's just annoying. So you can just blow everything straight off here. And you're done. Because why would you want to spend your time continuously doing maintenance when you've got a pool to enjoy, you've got guests to entertain, and you've got all of the other good things that are going on with this property. Now, I didn't point it out before, but I'll point it out now. The shed, there is a garden shed here, so that kind of keeps all the garden shed stuff out of the way. And I think that, my friends, shows you everything you need to see at 6 Burndale Road in Mount Richon. You may have already skipped along, you may have already paused bits, you may have already done other things to find out more about this property, but if you haven't, you can book an inspection by going to markrogan.com.au. I'll take you back through for another quick look in a second. One thing I will just point out is that there's roller shutters right around. So this is the ultimate lock and leave kind of situation. We live in a FIFO world. I understand that when you go away, to hit the button on the roller shutters or to drop them down is a great peace of mind, and that is what is on offer with this. Also, from a weather perspective too, we do live in quite a hot place, which is great for that swimming pool, but sometimes you don't really just want it in your face, so you want to shut those shutters and keep your house cool, which is what is an option here. That gives you a pretty good insight, I think, to what's on offer with this one. It is a special home. I would love to see you here in person, and we can make that happen when you book your appointment at markrogan.com.au. If you can't make it in person, you can still make an offer. Hopefully, you've seen enough in this very long-winded tour to know that this is the place for you. If there's anything I've missed or you need to see, let us know and we'll make that happen. I was relatively quick out the front. I will just point a couple of things out the front. Firstly, shoes off before you go inside. If that's your rule, fantastic. There's a bench seat to sit and do all of that. And then you've got the gate across the front, so it's nice and secure. If the dog gets out from the back, not that that's likely with a fence that high, but you know, it's all contained. It's a practical situation, folks. I think that's everything you need to see. I've said it already. Go to markrogan.com.au to make it happen. Thanks so much for spending 17.5 minutes at 6 Burndale Road. Perhaps you'll spend 17.5 years here. Who knows? Let's see what happens when you come and see it in person. Cheers.